Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. So this is for Burn the Witch. It's by Kubo, who is the mangaka behind Bleach. So the reason why I'm doing this is because apparently there's going to be an anime based off of this. What I don't know if it's going to be an actual series or a movie. I think I read that they're doing a Bleach series and then a Burn the Witch movie, which would make more sense because Burn the Witch is a one shot. Let's just get right into this. So, Burn the Witch takes place in London, and basically, it's set in the same universe as Bleach. Only instead of hollows, we basically have dragons, which doesn't necessarily make sense because the dragons in this series aren't really dragons. The best way to describe them was like they'd be more of like evil spirits or even like fae, like fairies and stuff like that. The historical version of the Fays that were actually more like evil and demonic and not the Disneyfied version of fairies. But apparently they're dragons. Anyways, there's this world called Reverse London that you enter through telephone booths and special coins, and it sends you basically underground, where underground there's another version of London. And this is where instead of the Soul Society, it's the Wingbind, and they are basically people who have taken tests and they are able to interact with dragons. Like they can touch dragons, they can fight dragons. Because apparently in this world there's this rule where ordinary civilians must not touch dragons. If they touch dragons, they either are killed, they get the death sentence, or they serve 100 years in prison, which is pretty much a death sentence. So we have two main characters. We have Noelle. She's first class. She's the one that you see with the black hair. She's basically a female Byakuya from Bleach. I hope I pronounced that name right. She's very like stoic, serious. She's the one that knows what she's doing of the group, but she like the more professional of the group. And then you have Nini. She's the one with blonde hair. And she's basically Hiyori, also from Bleach. Basically, there's a lot of Bleach characters in this, or at least tropes that just... like I said, like Noelle is basically female Byakuya. Nini is basically Hiyori, like right down to the personality. Like she curses, she's very emotional in the sense that she's constantly screaming and yelling and stuff like that. We have another character, Virgo. He's the human. He's basically like Khan, super perverted and stuff like that. I'll be honest with you guys. This series, great potential, very interesting premise, very unlikable characters. I will say Nini is by far the best character, and she's not too bad. She's not like... She's like very loud and constantly yelling and stuff like that, but she also knows what she's doing. Like she's not like jumping into things, head first and getting into trouble kind of character. Noelle, not too... I mean, she's fine, I guess. I was gonna say not too likable, but she's okay, but not the greatest. Like she's definitely not a character that I would want to follow in the series. She's a good side character. She can even be a good main side character as long as if you have someone else to kind of... She's basically... She'll be like a good Spock. Like Spock is a good character, but he's not someone that should lead a series at all. Kurt, is a great job of leading the series. Spock is, a high... He's basically like the second protagonist, but we don't constantly follow Spock around in Star Trek. That's basically what Noelle is. Like, she's fine, but I don't want to constantly follow her. She's not that interesting of a character. And Virgo is the worst. Virgo is the absolute worst character. Not the worst character I've ever read, but the worst character in this series easily. Why do I even say series? It's just a one-shot. The worst character in this one-shot. And just very unlikable. Basically, we're introduced to him trying to pull a sneak attack on Noelle because he wants to see her panties. That's his whole character arc. I want to see your panties. And even at the end of the series, or the one shot, he still wants to see her panties. And we have like... Okay, well, I guess I'll just get into the story. So Noelle is She's heading towards one of the phone booths because she's going to go into the reverse London. She gets sneak attacked by Virgo, who wants to see her panties. She easily beats the crap out of him. It makes sense because he's just an ordinary human. He has no redeemable, likable qualities whatsoever. He's a very shitty character. But she easily beats him, and then she puts in the special coin into the phone booth, and she goes into reverse London. She's an idiot, though, because she does this literally right in front of Virgo. So it's like, the whole wing bind thing, like how it's supposed to be kind of secret and ordinary citizens aren't supposed to know about dragons and reverse London and stuff. Yeah, let's teleport ourselves to reverse London right in front of an ordinary citizen like an idiot. So Noelle does this, and we're kind of briefly introduced to reverse London, which is basically just London, only they have dragons that they use for everything. They have dragons processed and domesticated for meat. There's dragons that basically grow grapes in their noses that need to be harvested. There's dragons that they use as basically vehicles. Like instead of like flying broomsticks like witches use, they use like little mini dragons almost in the shape of broomsticks to fly around. So we're introduced to that. We're introduced to the wingbind. Like I said, they kind of control all the dragons. Noelle's first class of the Piper Division. Nini is second class of the Piper Division. And she really wants to get promoted to first class because she thinks that, she has what it takes to be a leader. So anyways, they go out on this gathering mission where they have to gather grapes from this dragon's nostrils. And then all of a sudden they get an alert that there is a dragon in the real world. And they have to go eliminate it. And the dragon is basically a disguiser. And a disguiser is a dragon that takes over a dead body. In this case, there's this disguiser who took over the body of a dog that Virgo carries around. So the dog is really a dragon. The dragon starts attacking. Noelle and Nini go there and they fight. And then as they're like fighting, there's this other character named Selby, and he's Virgo's childhood friend. And then it turns out that Selby is also a disguiser. He's a dragon. He died, I believe it was like 7 years ago or something. He died when Virgo was either 7 or 10. So because they're 17 now. And this basically, like, Noelle and Nini are kind of surprised because disguisers usually don't stay disguised for that long, but this one has been disguised for years, either 7 years or 10 years. Anyways, he starts attacking them. He gets the surprise attack on Nini and kind of injures her, and then he goes to finish her off when Virgo jumps in front and says, "I want to see Noelle's panties," and he kind of takes the hit for Nini, and then he does his whole like shonen shtick where they're like, even though you're a dragon and you murder people, you're still my friend, and I still like want to help you. Please let me help you. Kind of trope. It's stupid. This dude's literally a dragon. He's been murdering people. It's not your friend anymore. I would get like being surprised and stuff like that, but just this, I don't know. It's dumb. But anyways, Noelle's able to finish off the dragon. I'm just gonna spoil this. It's just a one shot, anyways. And apparently during the attack, Virgo was bitten. So now Virgo is a were-dragon. Yeah, he's a were-dragon. So he's no longer human. So because he's no longer human, he's now officially a part of Wingbind. And Noelle and Nini are forced to basically babysit him, and that's how it ends. Well, it ends with him once again saying he wants to see her panties, and Noelle chases him, and that's how it ends. Like I said, the art's fantastic. The premise is great. I have no idea why this is set in the same universe as Bleach. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe if you made this like the London branch of the Soul Society, which technically it is, but instead of fighting hollows, they fight dragons, which is kind of dumb. Like, just keep it as hollows. But especially since these aren't really dragons. Like, they don't act like dragons that, like, you think. But anyways, it's too much like Bleach. I mean, you have Byakuya, you have Hiyori, you have Khan right there. Like, you basically just put their personalities into different designs. We have an ordinary human who somehow gets involved with a girl who is working for this secret branch that fights spirits or demons or whatever. He gets attacked and then he becomes a part of the group. That's literally Bleach. So this is basically Kubo ripping off his own series for a one shot. It just doesn't work like that, you know? Um, so again, I think they're just gonna do a movie based off this. If this ever becomes popular enough to get a series, I really hope he changes a lot of things. I mean, keep the wing branch, keep the reverse London because that's a cool idea, which isn't like something that he created himself. Reverse London, I've seen in other stuff. I know there's like a Neil Gaiman book that has a reverse London, so it's not like wholly unique to Kubo, but it's a cool concept. So keep the wing branch, keep the reverse London. The Nini character is fine. Even the Noel character is okay if you introduce someone else to be the lead. Like, again, Star Trek would be a great like idea to borrow from. Have Noel be like the Spock character. Nini is great as the Doctor, you know, Doctor Bones character. Because she's like very emotional, kind of like he is, while Noel is very logical, like Spock is. And then you need like a Kirk character, and Virgo is not it. In fact, please, for the love of God, drop Virgo altogether. He is the absolute worst character in this series. One of the worst characters I've ever read in a series. Like not top 10 or anything, but he's up there. Like there have been like way worse characters, but he is just freaking terrible. Like I can't stand his character at all. Other than that, it's very like basic cliche premise. Other than that, it's basically like a very cliche like execution. Like there's really nothing new here. But anyways, that's Burn the Witch. Like I said, great idea, great premise, just not the greatest of execution. Minus the art. The artwork for this is fantastic, but I mean it's Kubo. Kubo is like great with his artwork. I freaking love his art style, and he does great fight scenes and all that stuff. I would just basically, I don't know. From what I've read of Bleach, I've read all the way up to the Quincy arc, where you know all the Quincy's come and start taking over Soul Society. So I haven't finished that arc, but I've read all the way up to there. And I will say this: when it comes to writing, I think Kubo is kind of the same as Kishimoto, the mangaka for Naruto, in that they come up with great ideas, but they need someone to basically really streamline their ideas into something a little bit better. Basically, like George Lucas. George Lucas came up with some great ideas, but he needed someone like Steven Spielberg, for example, to kind of rein him in when it came to Indiana Jones. He had like other people. I think Joseph Campbell was involved. Can't remember who else. But he had others like for the Star Wars original trilogy that kind of like kept him in line. And that's what I feel like Kubo needs. Kubo needs someone to kind of keep him in line and just be like, nah, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. This is okay idea, but we got to do this instead. Like he needs someone like that. But yeah, like I said, it's, I mean, it's good for a read if you want to read it. It's just a one shot. It's about 60 pages. So you can read this easily in like 5-10 minutes. So go for it. Other than that, I can't see this as a series unless it does some major changes, especially to the characters. And just really, for the love of God, please get rid of Virgo. He's the worst. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. For anyone wondering why I'm not showing any actual panels from the series, because I don't want to get copyright strike. I got copyright strike for one of my previous manga spotlights, even though I literally showed like maybe 5 or 6 panels of a series that has like 8 chapters out. But they copyright struck me anyways, and I would fight it, except like Japanese law, I don't want to get involved in all that crap. So I'm just waiting for it to run out, especially since it's going to run out in the beginning of April. So it's almost ran its course. So until then, I'm just showing promotional images as I do with these spotlights. Maybe once the copyright strike is wiped out and I'm back to a fully clean channel, then I'll start showing more and start being a little bit more aggressive when it comes to fighting any copyright strikes that I get. But yeah, I just want to be on the safe side right now. Also, sorry for not getting any videos up for a while. Uh, Basically, I don't care if you. I don't know if you guys care, but I'll just say I took a break to focus on a writing project, and not 2 days into the writing project, I seriously injured my back, and like I couldn't even sit up like enough to have a laptop in my lap and write. Um, so I wasn't able to do any writing for like 2 weeks, and then I got back. So now I'm healed. I'm trying to get back into the writing again, and then the virus hits. There's just been a lot going on in my life, and I just haven't had time to record or edit any videos. But hopefully I'll be able to start doing that soon. I got this recording done. I'm editing some videos for my next Let's Play, and I'm hoping to get some recording for the next Let's Play soon, as well as more videos for like comics and manga spotlights. So hopefully starting this Friday, right now, you guys will start seeing more videos up on the channel. But I don't want to make any promises because, again, like I didn't mean to take that long of a break. It's just shit happens. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any mangas out there you guys recommend, let me know, and I'll try to check them out. Everything that you guys recommend, I always put on my plan to read list, and once I have time, I start reading them. Obviously, the stuff with the lowest amount of chapters gets read first, just because it's easier to catch up on those than stuff with like 100 chapters, 90 chapters, whatever. So if you guys have any recommendations, especially stuff for lower chapter stuff that I can easily catch up on, great. If you guys have recommendations for stuff with a lot of chapters that will take me a while to catch up on, that's great too. Just it might be a while before I actually get a chance to read them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.